Hey guys, Kev here, and I am back from the Blade Show 2022, and I wanted to show you the haul, aka Blade Show purchases. Now, this is going to be sort of a segmented situation, not meaning I'm going to do multiple videos, because you guys know me, I don't do that. I'm just going to do one long-ass, annoying fucking video, and you're going to have to sit through it. But it's going to be segmented in the sense that you're going to get my haul, then you're going to get some other people's haul, because I brought shit back, literally hauled shit back for other people that are local to me, because they were flying and, you know, you don't want to lose your shit. So I offered to drive their stuff up, and that is where we're at. First, apologies for my voice. I lost it during Blade Show, have not found it again yet. Today is Monday after Blade Show, so still healing up, and I had a 12-hour drive yesterday, just settling back in. 2, apologize if you hear the air conditioner kick on. Nothing I can really do. I'm not going to burn my balls off, just so you guys don't have background noise. Sorry. I do love you, though. 3, you're going to see a mega epic knife sale coming soon. I have all kinds of stuff, including knives, of course. Some bit driver, fidgety toys, maybe a pen here and there. We'll see what happens. But don't be concerned if you see a lot of the knives you're about to see in that video, because I sell shit and I buy shit on impulse, and maybe it's good content. I like the knife. I want to support the company. But then it's not a long-term purchase, so I sell it, right? So you're going to probably see a lot of these for sale, along with a lot of other stuff. Maybe some bangers, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's all the prelude we need, right? Let's get into it. So first off, I got my own prototypes, finally, for a couple knives. Now, I only have this one here, because I left early Sunday, and I didn't want to take the only prototypes of a couple of them. So I left them there with Colin, and to be honest, I don't really care about having those. This was the one I cared about. So we got prototypes of this knife, the Growler, from Kubi and from Shielden, and prototypes from Kubi of the MASH design, literally the day before Blade Show. A couple days, whatever. So the Kubi ones of this are basically this thick. They're like fucking bricks. So I hate them. That's the plainest way for me to say it. They also changed the handle design and made it longer, curled the backspacer around, and made the blade to handle ratio look like shit. So, we only had 2 of those. We sold one. The other one's going to White Mountain Knives, because this is going to be their exclusive, and we want them to help us decide. So, just don't care about that one. The MASH prototype, same kind of thing. They extended the handle. Then they used steel on the backspacer. The detents were terrible. I just did not enjoy them. Sold one. Colin has the other one. Just don't care. This is the Shielden prototype of the Growler. And this is how you do it. This is how you do a prototype, okay? So they actually came in at the proper thickness that we requested. And, had you made it thicker, maybe you want to tell somebody. But, yeah, whatever. They did screw up and forgot to put the reversible clip. But now I'm wondering, what if we just try to order like 50 with a lefty clip and just do the rest of the run like this with righty clips? Maybe we just have 50 for lefties, and then the rest of them we can do right-handed. Because it does look cleaner. I don't know. We'll see. We might just do the reversible thing, and then you'll just have the 2 holes or whatever. I love it. They did a great job. We're just going to have them chamfer the corners here, or we're going to have the whole thing contoured. I meant contour the corners, or the whole thing contoured. This is not a D-shaped pivot. It should be. They did it to the handle, but they did not do it to the pivot. So this is free spinning. Definitely not a good thing, but it's prototype. That's why you do it. They can just do a D-shape. We might add a little bit of lock bar access here. And we'll probably do a stone wash and a black wash version, and we will call it a day. This satin's really nice, but it's very shiny, and I don't know. I just don't think that's the way to go on this. I think it's going to be a user, but we'll see what we end up deciding. White Mountain Knives is going to have their input, but guys, the ergos are fantastic, even without the contouring or anything. Fits the hand like a freaking glove. Oh, I was thinking maybe about adding some jimping, like maybe up here. You know, I don't think you really need it back here, but this would be nice. I don't know. It doesn't really need it at all, but we could just run jimping all the way across. I don't know. We'll see. That's why we do these things. But yeah, it's fantastic. Shieldon really killed it. I actually really like this clip. We wanted a wire clip, but they recommended this. And this clip works really well. So I'm actually happy with it. Yeah, that's really it. So that's the first one. That's the Growler prototype. You'll see more of that. Then at the CWF Lights booth, I met up with Charles there. He's the guy behind CWF. Fantastic dude. Just really cool products too. And I already had these flashlights, but he gave me this clip, which is a titanium milled clip for this flashlight, which just makes it so much better. The original clip is titanium, but it's more of like a spring clip or whatever. This is milled. It's a little bit lighter tension. His clips are notoriously strong, which I actually like, so the thing doesn't come out of my pocket. But this carries really well, and it looks fantastic. So then the next day I came back and I bought this Zircuti clip, or as he would call it, Zircuti. Got this Zircuti clip that looks just gorgeous. Really, really loving it. Definitely lighter tension on this one, even compared to this one. But so far, so good. Staying in pocket. Feels really good. And by golly, George, it looks fantastic. So that's CWF. And then let me grab my bag. I got Dr. Pepper Dark Berry. Found it at Target. Shout out to Chris Grady. This is my bag of stuff. So we can just start ripping into it. This one is from HEA Designs. Comes with this sticker. And there's like a cloth under there. A bunch of silly paper. And a knife. So, you guys are probably going to see reviews on a lot of these, and then they're probably going to get sold. And I know that that just seems weird because I just bought them. But I don't know. I've spent time with it now. In the car, whatever, and we'll see. So this is, I believe, called the Chief. I believe it's their newest design. They won't say who the OEM is, but they said it wasn't It says, yep, Chief CF. Excuse me. And I actually really like this design. It's got a cool carbon fiber show side. HEA right there. You got the front flipper. You have a hole, and you have a frame lock with sort of a stonewash finish. It really gives me vibes of the WE Knives Esprit. So that's what it gives me vibes of. I think it needs some oil. So I think I'm going to do a disassembly on this guy. Maybe put some skiffs in there and see how she goes. So I can reverse flick this left-handed, which is nice. I just have to be, see, I can't get it there, but if I get down near the clip at least, I can fire it out pretty well. I do think it's going to be pretty thick behind the edge because you can see the grind starts here. It's a flat grind. Not the thinnest stock, but it's not like thick or anything. I mean, here's the Growler. It's probably thinner than that. It's about the same stock as the Growler, but you'll see on the Growler, the grind starts way higher and it's a much taller blade. This thing is razor thin, guys. Shieldon killed it. So I just think it's going to be a little thick, but you know what? The knife is pretty good overall. It fires out. It'll drop to your nail and shake down. Now the front flipper, in my opinion, is not the best. And the detent, I think, could be stronger, but part of the reason for that detent, part of the reason I can flick it lefty is because the detent's not too crazy. So kind of a give and take there. We'll see how long this sticks around. I like how this has HEA on it right here, but it's not quite lining up. So it's a little silly that it doesn't. I don't think you could get it to line up perfectly on both sides, but who knows? So anyway, this is probably one you're going to see a disassembly video of during a full review or something like that. So that's the HEA Chief. I don't know, maybe you guys want to see it laid out. There you go. Cool knife, milled clip, definitely a cool offering. I honestly just picked it up on a whim the last day, like on my way out the door. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try that one. And I grabbed it. They also had a full tie version. Oh, pricing, I should tell you. This was $230. S35 VN steel and carbon fiber for $230. I don't know. You tell me. This one is going to be right around $100 in 14C and black micarta when we launch these. I think I told you this clip would probably be like 80 or $100, and this clip is $200. The light, $425, $475. All right. Next up, well, real quick, I stopped by Darren, I forget his name, D-Rocket Designs. And somebody told me to stop there for fidget stuff. I didn't see any fidget stuff. I mentioned fidget stuff. Nothing came out of anybody's pocket, so I don't know what the deal was there. But anyway, they had this cool knife. It's like this magnetic knife, not like the Factor, but like the handle stays closed with magnets. And then the handle slides open, and then the blade kind of flips out as the handle curls around, kind of like a balisong. And then the handle comes back, and magnets close it up, and then you have an open blade. Then you slide, magnets, boop, handle flips back around, blade comes back in, handle comes back in, magnet closes it. Looked really, really cool, very interesting. They only had a green Cerakote one, and it was something weird, I forget. And so I asked, are these available anywhere else? They are currently available on Kickstarter, so go check it out. I forget the name of the damn thing, but it's got to be a D-Rocket knife, so you can probably Google that on Kickstarter. Looks very cool, and I backed the project. I got the black Cerakoted one with satin blade. And I think it was like $255 on the Kickstarter. I'm guessing it's M390 or something. So that was cool. Swung by the MBK booth on my way out, and I was just saying bye to John and his wife. Lovely, lovely people. And sadly, I could not coax John to give me a nimble warnie because he's not ready for that yet. But he said, hey, man, take one of those robots on your way out. So you guys know I'm getting into the fidgety stuff and whatnot. And this isn't quite that. This is a Nuck type thing that he does that I think is pretty cool. I think it's called a Rockem Sockem robot or something like that. I should have looked it up, but this is how much I prepare. And I'm guessing you put it between your knuckles like this. Then you can grip the body of the robot, and you have a Nuck here to pop somebody if you want. That's essentially what it's for, but mostly it's for looking badass on your desk, right? Or your keychain or whatever. It looks sick. Got the dope-ass Atom EMP logo on it. It's got the black PVD or Cerakote or whatever. Just a cool-ass item here. So I'm really glad I got one of these to check out. And I'll never carry or use it like a Nuck, but I can appreciate its style and I think the design's really cool, the whole robot theme and everything. So I think John killed it with this. So this is the Rockem Sockem robot. Actually, I'll leave this right here on my desk looking sexy. Put that with the box of boxes. And we continue on. This, guys, is my favorite pickup of the trip. This is a Matt Christensen design. I've been showing this up a lot. This is the Maverick S, and I have 2 of these on pre-order. I have a green micarta liner lock with satin blade, and I have a frame lock plain tie with Zircuti accents on pre-order. But I'm walking around Blade Show, and I get to FNC Edge's booth, and what do I see? Probably the coolest knife at Blade Show, in my opinion. A FNC Edge exclusive version of the Maverick S. It's a Matt Christensen design. And it's in camo carbon, which is new to me. I haven't had any camo carbon yet. It's got Zircuti everything. Acid washed blade. Has the epic hollow grind. Just look at this thing, guys. Just look at it. I mean, it's freaking ridiculous. So thin. And the liner lock, guys, oh my god. As a lefty, it's just amazing. It's so good. Had a little bit of lock stick, but I took some alcohol to it. It was just oil. Then I put some oil on the detent ball so we could get the action going, because it started getting gritty, and I believe that's just because it's got to work through this acid wash. But this knife is, for me, a very high contender for Knife of the Year. It's fantastic. The ergonomics for me are perfect. I have a large glove size hand. Just fits right in there. I can hold it back here and just get all 4 on, or I go up to my sweet spot and I'm good to go. This is going to be a label cutting, package opening machine. Cardboard cutting machine. The only negative I have about this knife so far is I wish it had a little bit more lock bar access. But once I got that stick out of there, it's actually not so bad. So we'll see how she breaks in. But guys, this was my perfect Maverick. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would have liked a satin blade, but this goes so well with the scales. And honestly, I rust shit. So like, maybe it'd be good not to have something I can easily rust, you know? So that's the Maverick S. And yeah, one of my favorites, really fast. And it has that really cool pouch it comes with. Next up, I swung by Liang Ma's table. Oh, this knife was $485, I think, or $495 from FNC Edge. It's made in China by Riot, but you got camo carbon scales, Zircuti, clip, backspacer, pivot collar, thumb studs. I mean, that's just going to add cost. Beautiful hollow grind. The regular version was $375, I think. So I stopped by Liang Ma's booth, talked to him for a little bit. Love Liang. And he had his eutectic knives out. And the one he had was a Trinity. So I picked one up. It's in black micarta, 3.75-inch blade, D2 handle, made in Taiwan. And yeah, guys, I didn't really go crazy bougie. I just didn't see any crazy bougie stuff that, other than that Maverick, that I really wanted. And I wasn't there. I was there for Devo, so I didn't really have the time to like rush to somewhere and wait in line or put down auctions or lotteries. So, you know, I kind of just got the stuff I could get while I was walking around. And here it is. So black micarta. It was supposed to have a reversible clip. They did not do that, and he was going to have to wait like another I don't know, 3 months or a month or something if he got them correctly done. So he just had them come in righty only, which kind of sucks. But you can see here the action is phenomenal. We are close. Yeah, it's dead centered. No play, no rock. Very, very smooth. You have a hull that fires out very, very smoothly. I can get a full 4-finger grip easy back here. Comfortable. You got a lot of blade though. 3.75 inches of blade. Now I can choke up into this choil and it's very comfortable. But now I got a lot of handle hanging out. So, you know, it's one of those deals. It's got a nice stonewash blade. But he had these at the show for $80. Yes, it's D2, but it's made in Taiwan, not China. So, you know, like a Demco would be, you know, 150 bucks. And these are, I think, going to go for 120 maybe. So 80 bucks. I think it was a great deal on this. And I wanted to support my brother Leon. So I picked one up. It's called the Trinity because you can reverse flick it with that ginormous hole. You can flipper flip it with the flipper tab or front flip it with the front flipper tab. And guys, I gotta say, it does all of them really well. So, works. This is another one where I would love to have some lock bar access. It just feels like you don't have enough there. It's not quite cut back very well. You can get in there with your thumb, but I'd prefer to have a little better access. Action's incredible, though. Very cool knife. Definitely given, you know, Kubi and those guys a run for their money, I'd say. Now, it's going to be a little more expensive, but along the same lines of what those companies are doing. So, yeah, shout out to Leon with the U-Tectic Trinity. Then I went by the Artisan Table. Now, none of this is in order. I'm just telling you what I did. Went by the Artisan Table, and, well, they had the newest Mallory design. And I talked to Dylan for a little while. You guys know Dylan is a great dude. Love some Dylan Mallory. And wanted to support him. And saw this knife, and I really like it. I never noticed it says Artisan Cutlery on the back there. It's interesting. Huh. You have this gold fleck carbon fiber. Now, as I understand it, they had a Blade Show exclusive in this. I'm not sure if this was an exclusive or if the one that was like blacked out with Timascus here, Timascus clip, and like this black DLC was the exclusive, or if all the ones with the gold fleck were exclusive. I'm not sure. So this might be readily available. It is a bolster lock, and it works really, really well left-handed, so I picked it up. Now, I did also have my Forest with me, and I sold it to CWF Lights, sold it to Charles Wiggins, because I just wasn't carrying that anymore. And I had just bought this, and I figured, you know, I'm trying to support Dylan. But, you know, you can't keep all the knives. But, so I bought one. And, guys, this thing, the action is really good. I picked one I really like. Some of the ones had lighter detents. This one drops really well and then closes. Couple of gripes. One, it was $220. It's in S35 VN steel. So, you know, I'd probably prefer M390 for that price or something else. Or just do it for $150 and give me AR RPM 9. I would take that, you know. The middle ground's a little, I don't know, it's fine, right? The transitions are not perfect. Now, again, it's not a Riot priced knife, so I'm just giving you nitpicks here. But you can easily catch right there. You can feel the bump on both sides. This is really sharp right here where it hangs out because of the bolster lock. This is very sharp. The jimping is god-awful. So, it's really bad. Like, they did not jimp it at all. Like, it's very smooth here. So it's very uncomfortable to flick with the front flipper. You have to really get down here and catch and drag. If you go up at all, you're not gonna get it. It needs to come up and around, and it needs to be grabbier or whatever. It's just not, you know. So those are my negatives. Sorry, but the design is utter fire. It's sexy. It's called the Tylose. I love the titanium with the gold fleck. I love Artisan's thin, just lightweight designs. It's really, really good shit. The frame lock / bolster lock is really well done. It works really well for a lefty. So honestly, what I do is I just forget that it has a front flipper. Like, just forget it's there. You know, don't even try to use it. You can, but, you know, it's a little frustrating sometimes. So I just like to flick it. Feels good. D10 is pretty good. I wish it were a little stronger. But, you know, you can't argue too much. It fires out, locks up, right? And then it drops really nicely, very smooth. We have no play. Maybe the slightest up and down, but pretty normal. That'll break in. Lock up. Solid lock up. So just a cool knife from Dylan and Artisan. They also had that firm forge knife there. The Valor, I think it's called. Stevie Wonder Woman, or said Stevie had one. And they did a great job on that too. So this is probably one that you'll see for sale pretty quickly. But, and maybe this one as well. But I wanted to check them out, you know. So very similar as well. So it was kind of weird that I got those both, you know what I mean? So that's the Artisan Tylose. Then we have the Wii Snex design. And this one I really, really wanted because I've wanted it since I saw it. And I think I've already basically promised this to a Backpack B. But we'll see what happens there. I do really like it. It's not really that I want to sell it. I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things that it's very unique, very cool. But, like, is it going to last in my collection? Like, am I going to carry this all the time? Probably not. So, you know, it'll be cool content. And I don't buy knives just for content. But, like, I impulse buy knives because I really think they're cool. And then I'm like, I'm not going to carry that long term. So it's kind of like I buy it for content, but it's not because of the channel. It's because I'm a madman, you know? There's a difference. So anyway, it's this blue titanium, really cool. Got its speed holes. It actually has a secondary function. Shout out to Bearded Gear for showing me this. You can hold it right here and basically use it as a fidget spinner. Just saying. Somebody should rig up a bearing or something we can get in there, because you can really spin this thing and it's actually kind of fun. So yeah, cool blue accents. It says Snex right here because it's his design. Dead centered. It has a hole for deployment, a sheep's foot blade, so you know I'm all over that. And what's the cool thing about it, Kev? Well, it has the spine lock here. I think he calls it the super lock. And it's like a shark lock. A lot of you guys are going to say, oh, he stole that from the Demcos. Well, turns out Snex had this design before Andrew ever came out with the shark lock. So the super lock has been around for a while, apparently. It's used on the Sandrin knives and stuff. So it's not like anybody stole it. I think he kind of invented it. But it may be different. I don't know. I've heard there's a spring down here instead of like up here. So I may do a disassembly on this knife just to do it. But I really like this knife. I've enjoyed carrying it. I've enjoyed, that's really all I've done is carry it and flick it. I haven't used it. It has a choil. So it's an awkward choil, but it's a choil. You can hold it like this and cut shit. Obviously, it's not the most comfortable knife. One reason is this clip is kind of dumb. So apparently, from what I've heard, We Knives added this. Snex designed it with a normal clip, and then they added this, which you may have seen on the Graham Razel from CRKT, I think. And it actually works fairly well. So what you do is you kind of tuck it whatever way you want to carry it, right? So like I'm going to carry it in my back right pocket, right? So what I'll do is I'll kind of turn it like this a little bit, and then I'll pop it over the jeans right here, and then you kind of tuck it. You just turn it and tuck it into the corner of your jean, so then the blade is facing the seam of your pants. And then it kind of just gets like wedged in, and it just stays like that. There was a couple times where it twisted out and I had to just turn it back, but really it carried really well that way. But I always carried it back pocket, so I don't know what would happen if you tried carrying it front pocket. But it's very unique, and that's why I got it, right? I didn't know it would be available, and then it was, so I just grabbed it. The detent is very, very weak. So that is one big negative. It's kind of like the Shark Lock. You can hear it bouncing off. I have to give it a good shake to get it out, but it's not, it doesn't mean it has a strong detent. It's just, it has a spring, right? So, but if you give it a flick, it flicks. It's not the best, but you can get it to work well. And if you get the top of the hole, top of the hole, it flicks very well. I've enjoyed it, to be honest. Then the spine lock, you know, it's one of those things like the Shark Lock. We're going to have to get used to it, right? Your finger is going to hurt. It's a little bit, you know, raw from flipping it a bunch of times. But I think once you do it enough times, you'll get used to it. But it is kind of painful. I think it needs a little bit of jimping and maybe just to stick out a little bit further so you can get it more of a grip on it. That's one thing I don't like about the Shark Lock is some of them feel like they're tighter to the frame than others. I want to be able to get a good grip on it, but you can see here it's fun to play with. It's a very, very unique and cool knife, and yeah, so I really like it. I may hang on to it. I may let it go and then pick another one up when they come out. I don't know. We'll see. But that is the Snex Vision, it's called. So, got that guy. Went by the TRM booth and picked up a Holy Nerd. So this is a nerd with a hole, the Holy Nerd. I told them you could always call it the Whole Nerd, but nobody likes that idea. So the Holy Nerd. And I really just wanted to try this guy out. We'll see if it sticks around. Did that lock up? Oh shit, it looked like it was. Doesn't that look like it's not open? Am I crazy? Nope, it's locked up. So, as you can tell, it's absolutely a tiny knife. So, what do I have that you would know? Here's my CWF Micro Arcadian Rosie. I mean, the Rosie is a small knife. Smallish knife, 3-inch blade. And this is absolutely just, you know, towering over it. Here's a bag lighter button lock. Maybe this is something people have. Anyway, you could tell how freaking tiny this is. And yeah, I just wanted to give it a shot. Now, I will say, in the choked up grip, it actually is pretty comfortable. Now, I am right near that edge. It'd be nice if there was a little more choil. Like, I could use a little less blade and a little more choil on this. But if you hold it back like this, it's actually relatively comfortable. And I think this would be a really good pinch grip knife, just really good for like a backup type knife, something, you know, where you're at work or wherever you don't want to be busting out a big old knife, you know. Now, hopefully it breaks in and it's able to flick a little bit better. Still working on that. And I want to see if maybe my wife likes it. I was able to flick it a bunch at the show. I think I'm just being dumb because I'm on camera. I don't have the, there we go. I don't have the flexibility, so no lock rock, no blade play, doesn't drop or anything. You know, it's a freaking little tiny knife. Now, slow rolling it is actually hard for me because At least left-handed, I don't have the clip. So right-handed, you can kind of grab it. Let's see. Like that. And get it out. Even that is kind of tough. I have to kind of like just get lucky and get it out, right? Left-handed, just got it out. For me, it seems easier to just go like this. Like try to flick it a little bit. And then lock it the rest of the way, you know? I'm hoping at some point it just starts firing really well. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I really like it, to be honest. Would have been cool to get some interesting Techwood scales. This is the Techwood Rosewood. I really love the feel of the Techwood. But I'm not the biggest fan of Rosewood. You know, they had tie and marbled carbon fiber at one point. Would have loved marbled carbon fiber. So I may try to get those scales or something. I think you can swap scales on these like anything else. And yeah, sadly, it's right hand only. I don't think it's even tapped in there. Oh, it is. I think it might be tapped for lefty, so that's kind of cool. Not that it matters, really. This is something I would put in my back pocket anyway. See how I just can't quite get it out? I'd have to kind of pinch it out like that to do it left-handed, because you can't, like right-handed, you at least have a clip you can kind of grab onto. Ooh. As you pull the blade out, if that makes sense. So anyway, we'll see. I'll probably carry it and just see how it goes with this guy, but I'm sure it's very sharp and thin and a very good cutter. This is the knife, obviously, they modeled the Shadow after. This is the Nerd, and then they made a big Nerd, which was the Shadow. So let me try one more flick, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, got it. Okay, so that's the Holy Nerd, as they call it. A couple knives that I didn't buy, but were handed to me at the show. This one is Satu Dave's knife. He was letting me borrow this for review. This is actually called the Satu. So he named his channel after a knife. So I think that's pretty cool. Dave is a really good dude. He rode his motorcycle from Arizona all the way to the show, which is pretty cool. And I believe this is made by Gray Man Knives, if I'm not mistaken. Whoa, Kev. Gray Man Knives, which is interesting. This is in 20 CV. Oh, there you go. Gray Man USA. And this is called the Satu. And it's a monstrosity of a knife. You can see large glove size hand, which isn't small, but definitely not like XL. Choke up on it, up to the edge. There you go. A little size comparison here. I'll grab the Gungnir. Renegade EDC Gungnir, 4 1/4 inch blade, you know, over 9 inches. Nothing crazy. Next to the Satu. It's actually smaller than the Satu. So if that tells you anything right there, just got this back too. Very, very cool knife. I may be letting this go in that sale video. It's just not something I might carry a lot. So, you know, we have to make decisions on knives to keep funding knives. So, anyway, this is the Satu, and it's pretty cool. Not my knife or style of knife, obviously, but I can appreciate it. Listen to this thing. Oh, come on, kid. Come on, bro. Okay, let's try it left hand. Can I flick it? Is it gonna... Okay. No lock bar pressure issues. Jesus, Kev. Boom! Yeah! Flat grind. Sick edge. I mean, look at that thing. Jesus. I don't know who did that, but it's disgusting. It might have been Neves. So that's the Satu. Absolute monstrosity of a knife. I don't even think it's going to fit in my case. Oh, might. Okay. This one was sent to me, not sent to me, handed to me by a lefty buddy. Shout out to you, Tony. He runs the EDC for Lefties group on Facebook. This is an Oaksworks knife. This is a custom otter. Left-handed custom otter. Very good detent. It's got a flat grind there. Nice thick stock for such a small knife. You can see the lefty liner lock there. Very, very nice. The action on this little guy is bananas. I mean, it fires out. That detent is so good, yet the action on it is crazy. No stick or anything. Very smooth. Feels like it's on bearings. I'm assuming it is. And, yeah, that reverse flick is really, really nice. Ergos are pretty good. It's a little chonky boy, you know. And I kind of, you want to hold it back here because this doesn't really feel choilable. So it's just a little guy. If you got little hands, it's probably fine. I don't know what the material is. Pretty cool looking stuff. Some kind of micarta maybe. I don't know, but addictive action. Just a cool knife. That's the Otter Custom Lefty. See what else we got. I don't know if we have any more knives. We're going to see. I just started throwing everything into my bag at the end. All right. I had a, I'll have to go looking for it. I had a coin from Jake, Bearded Gear, he gave me. And I kind of feel bad if I left it there, so let me just check it out. He was selling coins at the show. Here's his Hank. This is just, I had it on me. Some Luft stuff. Grumpy Grunt gave me that. There's a Jack Sack. Hang on one second. I might have left it. Or I never grabbed it. That's possible too. Oh no, there it is. I thought I had put it in my bag. So we'll talk about this last. So check this out. It's a really cool coin. From Jake, Bearded Gear. You got the holes over studs, copper coin with the hat or the Beard Mountain logo. Really, really sick. He was selling these for 40 bucks at the show with one of his Ranger Eye patches, which matches. I think that's pretty cool. Awesome little setup there. And you got some stickers and stuff too. So shout out to Jake. I'm sure I'll have some of these available. I don't know if they'll be just at shows or if you can hit him up. But if you're interested, I'm sure if you hit him up, maybe you can get one. You have this Jack Sack from Jack Wolf Knives. You guys know I'm a big fan of Jack Wolf Knives. You get this Pog. So Jack has your back Pog. That can go with the Pogs you have that come with each knife. And then they made these slammers. So these are Jack Wolf logoed slammers. If you guys remember how Pogs work. Really cool little thing because, as you guys know, Pogs is kind of one of the throwback nostalgia things Ben is doing with Jack Wolf Knives. Love concepts, air fresheners, and a koozie. Really cool shit right there. And then we have some Grumpy Grunt swag that I grabbed. A TRM sticker. More Grumpy stuff. And I did grab a Nocturne Knives sticker somewhere along the way. I can't find it. It's actually, I put it up in my sticker bin already. So shout out Nocturne Knives. That guy was really cool to meet in person. So shout out to you. All right. Lastly, for my haul is this CRKT. So shout out to Mike Miller of Tactile Knife Co. He's also part of a company, I can't remember the name, damn it, with Mike Bond, and they make these poker chips, CNC milled poker chips out of, I think, titanium, whatever, and they're very popular. And he works with, like I said, Mike Bond, and I guess Mike Bond has this new knife with CRKT. And Michael Miller was asking me if I wanted to check it out for the channel, and he gave me one of these, which was really cool. And at first I was like, would I be interested in this? It's a little CRKT carabiner knife, but then I was like, you know what? Let me have an open mind here. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So this is actually really cool. So again, it's a Mike Bond design. I'll do a video on this, but it's a carabiner, which is cool. So I was thinking I could just hang this off my bag, right, that I take when I go on trips or longer, drives or whatever, go certain places. Like at the show, I had it every day. Excuse me. So you just clip it on, and then it has the spring goes all the way around and down here, right? This is all the spring for a slip joint. So right here, you can open this, and there's a half stop right there. And then you can open it the rest of the way. And now you have an open blade. And you can put your finger in here, and it's actually very ergonomic. It's comfortable in hand. And now you have a little tiny blade. It's sharp as hell. It actually has like a mirror edge on it, at least on this one. Now, I can't tell you what the steel is. My guess is it's probably like 5 CR. Hopefully, it's something better, like at least 8 CR. I know that's not the best. Even D2 would be okay on this guy, but you got to do something decent on these types of products, because even if you have the coolest thing, if it's in the worst steel in the world, it's not going to help anybody, right? So I just think it's a cool little kind of thing. You can keep your finger in the ring there and rotate it around. I don't know if you can use that to kind of start pulling it out. See if I can, not like a front flipper, but kind of. No. Now you can actually rotate this ring around, which is interesting. But basically you can take your thumb, I think. Let's see if I can slow roll it. No. Better to use 2 hands, go to half stop, go to open. And it's got a pretty good spring on it. It's not just going to close on you. I mean, you got to put a little bit of pressure on it. And then, boom, hits a half stop, and you got to get past that. So, as a slip joint, to be honest, it actually has, really good walk and talk. Interesting, right? It's not springy where it pops into place, but it just feels good, sort of. So I do enjoy it, and it's comfortable in hand, and it's just a useful little tool, right? You can also use it as a bottle opener. I believe if you just use this end here, you can just get a bottle. I believe that's what I heard. So, it does other stuff. And, yeah, just an interesting item that they decided to give me, which I thought was cool, so I just wanted to give my opinion on it. A little bit of fidgetiness going on here. Cool little ring and everything. And something you can throw in your bag just to, so you always have a blade, right? It's kind of the way to do it. So, there you go. All right, so that's my haul, so to speak. Now let's get into stuff I got for other people, or I brought home for other people. This right here is Lewis's stuff, Addicted to Knives. He got this MBK Turbo. He got it on day 1, and he was just flicking the shit out of it the whole time. So here it is. This is the MBK Turbo. You guys have probably seen this on the channel before. I had I believe it was a satin one. Interesting clip, Peter Carey design. The detent on it is extremely snappy. The action on these, just so good. It's a really nice liner lock. You'll see it drop once it gets past the detent. That was my only gripe with this knife, really, when I did the review, is it has a super late detent. So you just have to be underneath it. And then you pass it, and it wants to drop, you know. It has a nice Bob Terzula tactical type of look. Or it's the other guy who does designs like this. He did the SBR and stuff. Kind of has those vibes too. Would be nice if this was a hollow grind down here, but I get it. It's supposed to be tactical or whatever, but a really cool knife. MBK Turbo. Nice little, you know, detail back there on the back spacer. Really cool knife. Dead centered. You guys know the deal. MBK is pretty sick these days. And then he also got the same exact knife I did, this one. The Tylose from Artisan Cutlery. So, that's the other one Lewis got. I brought those back for him. Now we get into the crazy stuff. I'll start with the fixed blade, and then it just goes downhill from there. So these knives are from either AJ or Bruen, aka Knife Nerd _ on Instagram, and AJ, who is both local dudes, cool guys. Love you dudes if you watch this. And I believe this is AJ's. He picked up, if you see the other stuff he bought, this is gonna just be like, what? He bought a BK2 or a Becker BK2, whatever it's called, from K-Bar. This thing is obnoxious. Like, look how thick that is. I don't even understand why he picked this up, but he did, and hey, you know what? It's got a super thick, just like tough coating on it. And yeah, it's BK and Becker, or in K-Bar from New York there. It's got a pommel on the back to destroy faces, probably. It's just absolutely huge. It comes with a sheath, and I definitely see why he wanted me to drive it back instead of taking this on the plane. Just kidding. All right. Here we go. These two are from Bruen, Knife Nerd, and I believe they both got this knife. These guys are ballers, by the way. They spent a few dollars. $1,224, that's it. Tax included, sure. For this Koenig Arius DLC M390 non-flipper, bright washed with PF, I don't know what that is, pattern oil rubbed bronze hardware or handle, I don't know. May 24th, 2022. Here's your cloth. There's a tag on it. Has his name on it. I might have seen that, but whatever. Here it is. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Look at that. This is a bronzed out. Now that I see it in the light, it looks amazing. I thought it was a black handle. It's an oil slick bronze. Look at that. Non-flipper. Ooh, that hollow grind's really nice too. With their DLC, I believe this is Magna Cut. See if we can find out. Nope, M390. Drop shut action. Reverse flicks like a dream. The ergos, guys, the non-flipper Arius is so much sexier, it's not even funny. The flipper tab on the Arius is just gross to me. It's this big, just dongle, like flat dongle. It just looks stupid. This is amazing. And it looks like they changed the detent a little bit to go with it. Honestly, I'm having a great time flicking this left-handed. Makes me want one of these pretty bad right now, to be honest. So, damn, I can't believe it's that good left-handed. Now, if I put my finger where I want to, which is right here, I can't flick it, right? I have to go up here, or I have to go down here, and, you know. Anyway, gorgeous, gorgeous knife. These I'm going to kind of wrap back up because they're not mine, right? I don't want to be that guy. Okay. Then, you thought that was bougie. He got a David Spec custom. This was an auction piece. He won the auction for $3,800. I repeat, $3,800. You are a madman, my friend. Look at this thing. If anybody thought I was bougie, Bruen is the bouge master. So, gorgeous knife, wood handles, I believe, or some kind of crazy micarta. It looks like Bruen. You have this really nice titanium bolsters, clip, very, very beautiful. Then you have this just mean-ass looking handle, sort of a sheep's warny blade. It's super comfortable in hand, guys. Now, I'm going to venture to guess that these don't get used a lot, but they're very fucking sharp. And that bevel is insane. I think this guy knows how to sharpen a knife, grind a knife. Then you have this liner lock that's just so smooth. The action on these. So, yeah, I'd say the detent feels light, but... Sorry, bad example. But when you just flick it, man, it fires out. Feels really dialed. And... I've handled a couple of these because Bruen is a madman and has like 3. And you'll see here the lock bar, when it comes down, you're going to get hit with a corner of that blade. So you need to be really careful when you're right-handed. I would recommend doing it on a lean. Don't just let it drop like this. Do it on a lean. Get past the detent, let it drop. And, dude, these just fire out. It's insanity how good these flick. I'm trying to be really careful because this is an expensive knife. But it's gorgeous. There's no play. There's no rock, nothing. And they drop shut. Still breaking in, but brand new. It's doing that. Just a work of art. These are a work of art. I would love to have one of these one day. They go into a slip like this. Boom. Carry it around like that. And you can also take it out and use the clip if you want. I'm sure it works really well. But beautiful pieces. So ergonomic. I mean, really, really ergonomic. I would love to own, carry, and use one of these, but I just don't have $37. $37. I don't have $3,800 to throw at one right now. So that's the Spec. That was Brian's haul. The Spec in the areas. Now we're gonna go through AJ's haul. This is insane. So first, the Becker BK2 was his. Then we have an Ace Giant Mouse Riv. All blacked out with brass accents on this Riv. Really good action out of the box on this one. You guys all know the Riv is really tiny. Makes it hard to flick and stuff. Right-handed, left-handed, whatever. Gotta get off the pivot. Jesus. Try the clip. Look at it. Damn, that detent is stiff on this one. Look at that. Holy shit. Can't even... Anyway, hopefully it breaks in. But that's the Riv. You guys know this knife pretty well. Riot mate. Damn, that detent is strong. We have a David Brenier custom knife. Look at this thing. I wonder what this thing costs. Dead centered, just beautiful. Look at that marbled carbon fiber down here. Just, to me, this is like a modern traditional situation. Believe this is titanium, right? Oh, that's steel? Okay. Steel bolsters, steel screws, I guess. Maybe titanium underneath. Front flipper. Fires out. Really ergonomic. I mean, it's comfortable as hell. Now, it's heavy, but it's comfortable as hell. You got that Damasteel or Alabama Damascus or whatever this stuff is. It's really, really nice. Again, these high-end front flippers tend to have liner locks. And I think the reason for that is because you don't have to worry about getting on the frame lock. When you have a front flipper, if you're right-handed, you'd be all over the frame lock right here. But with a liner lock, you don't have to worry about that. It just, you just flip it. Comes right out, which makes it good left-handed too. This one, the detent is a little stronger, so I don't know if I can... Oh, I flick it just fine. Look at that. Oh, it actually flicks really well. Flicks like a dream. It's one of the benefits of having these front flippers that have weaker detents is you can flick them really well. So this is an interesting one. Not really my style. Looks like a little bit of recurve maybe, but Tanto blade. A little too heavy for my taste. And you know what? There's no clip. No clip or slip. So that's an interesting thing I didn't notice. David Bruen, really cool though. Then AJ got his own Spec, of course. Similar knife. This one's in G10. This one, instead of being 3,800, was like 1,100, I guess, because it's in G10. It's insane. Centering's dead nuts again. Really good D10 on this one. You have this crazy looking, I think it's called a Hamon. I mean, dude, these are just incredible knives we were looking at here. Liner lock again. Just perfect action. I mean, look at that. These knives are incredible, guys. I really need to get one of these now. Fuck. Hate you guys. Can't flick this one. So I don't want this one. Oh, never mind. You can flick it. Little harder, though, because you got to, like, dig in down here, right? You got to really dig in. Come on, one more. There we go. Beautiful. Just sharp as fuck. I mean, absolutely stunning knife. Beautiful clip. Only $1,100. Drop shut. Fantastic knife. I gotta hurry this up. My battery's dying. All right. That's the Spec for AJ. He got an Arius. I think it's the same one, so we'll see. There's that bronze color again. DLC. Yep. Same one, non-flipper. Same, literally the same. Perfect detent, too. Crazy. So there you go. Okay, 2 more for him, and then we're done. This is the best one, in my opinion. Oh, shit. He got an Oz. I didn't even know. 527.22, 63-64, HRC on the Magna Cut, 765. That's really cool. something milling. Oh, golf putter milling, Zircuti backspacer, and clip. And it's got this beautiful color. I love this sort of ashy looking golf putter on them. Dead centered. Fires out. Oh, so comfortable in hand. Drops. Shake close. Guys, they all feel perfect. It's insane. I handled like 7 of them this weekend. And they all just feel great. I mean, seriously. Here's mine for comparison. A little bit snappier on the D10 on mine, but mine's a little bit older, and I had it dialed in a little bit. But you'll see a little less drop shut. Got to give it a little bit of shaking, where this one mostly just drops. So a little lighter on the flick, but you get more drop shut. And it still fires out really well left-handed. It's great. Just such a good knife. Nice lightweight knife. Does this one feel lighter? Nah, I don't know. Anyway, Oz Roosevelt. Man, he had a freaking epic haul, didn't he? That's the kind of haul you guys are probably looking for, huh? Last, but absolutely not least, one of my favorite knives I saw this weekend. Andre Thornburn. See if I can get this out because there's a sticker on it. Andre Thornburn knife. This is the L55FF 22624 fat carbon stainless damaged steel blade, zirconium with external pivot and collar, design JVO, and here it is. Just an absolutely beautiful knife. I mean, you cannot tell me there's a more beautiful knife in this video. Again, liner lock on a baller front flipper. Look at this blade. Damaged steel blade with a hollow grind. I can feel how thin it is. It's insanity. Beautiful zirconium bolsters, zirconium everything. And then Arctic fat carbon, so smooth, guys. There's such a difference in this fat carbon versus others I've felt. It's wet fat carbon, so to speak. Done extremely well. Drops, very smooth on the close. It's a very light detent. It stays in there pretty well. Right? But it's easy to have pop out. And I don't love the front flipper, but I bet you it's not meant to be done like I'm doing. It's meant to be grabbed here up top. Yep. And pulled around. So this move is really nice. This move is really nice. I bet you. I'm trying to cut myself. This move is really nice. Yeah. Once you learn how you're supposed to flip this thing, it is absolute butter. Drops, smooth shake. It's going to break in. I'm sure it's on IKBS or something. Stunning knife. There was a miscommunication when I grabbed these knives from them. I thought I was told there was a $9,000 knife. Now, what they were telling me was there was a David Spec, which is those fancy French knives I showed you, that went for $9,000 on auction. And I thought they were saying one of their knives was $9,000. So we went back to the Airbnb before the last night, and I was like going through their knives going, which one's the $9,000 knife? And this is the one we landed on. Zirc, damaged steel, like all this shit, right? Turns out this knife is only like $1,100 or $1,300 or something. For that, I want one. I really want one of these. This is super comfortable in hand. It's got a sheep's footy blade. I mean, this thing would work for me really well. Left-handed. It's got the liner lock. great access to everything left-handed. Woo! Just found out you can flick it too. No way. Oh, yeah, that's a winner right there. So there you go, guys. That is the Blade Show haul of 2022. Shout out to AJ, Lewis, and Brian for also adding some things in there. And then you guys saw the stuff I picked up. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. You'll see a lot of my stuff for sale, I'm sure. I can already tell you, I'm pretty sure of a couple that are going up, maybe 3. And then I have a whole bunch of stuff I already owned or is coming in that I know I'm selling because I got multiples of a bunch of stuff. So I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And if you went to Blade Show, I'd love to hear what you picked up. Yeah, I will catch you later. Hey guys, Kev here. And I knew I was missing something. So I did the whole video going over my Blade Show haul. And last night I was in bed, literally like sleeping, thinking about this. And I was like, I swear I had another item. And then I was like, what about the Abyss? And I could not find it this morning anywhere in the house, in my bags, in my stuff. So I was like, shit. And I was thinking about possibly selling this, and I'll explain why. And I remember showing my buddy in the truck on the way home, and he was thinking about buying it. But I don't remember him deciding to. And I was like, oh, maybe he took it and was going to buy it or something. So I messaged Joe, and he's like, no, man, sorry, I don't, you know. So I go out to the truck, and I'm looking around. I don't see it, and I'm searching everywhere, and I see it under his seat or my passenger seat in my truck. I had all the stuff in this canvas bag from Blade Show, and it must have just slid out and popped under the seat. So I'm glad I found it because, you know, it ain't cheap. You can see it has my name on it because I picked it up at Blade Show. I actually pre-ordered this one, but I picked it up there, so suppose it counts. Here's your COA. I got the black with satin, of course, and it's sexy. It's really, really nice. Israel is killing it. This one's done by Riot, and it's very, very impressive. I gotta say, it's a really sweet knife. Yeah, I said I was probably going to sell it, and I'll get to that in a second. The blue accents on this are just gorgeous. This is the perfect arcane for me with the blue accents because I'm a blue guy. You know, he usually does red and stuff, or bronze. And so when the blue came, I was like, yes, that's sick. Now, this actually wasn't supposed to be like a matte finish. It was supposed to be like lightly stonewashed or tumbled after. And it was a miscommunication with Riot. But honestly, I think it looks great this way. Maybe better than it would have. So I'm cool with that. So I had the prototype of this knife. And I really enjoyed it. But it definitely had some issues that I'd like to see adjusted. And he basically did that. The jimping was very much toned down. This feels really good in hand now. I believe he adjusted the clip a little bit. It looks much better. I think it's a little longer, or I don't know. I shouldn't say it looks much better because I don't really remember. I don't know why I said that. It's supposed to have arcane design inside there. It was on the back on the prototype. And I think most of all, he updated the fuller to be a little more aggressive, I think, to grab your finger. So you can easily reverse flick. I mean, it was a struggle to reverse flick the prototype. Even right-handed, I couldn't flick it. This one, absolutely butter. Just so easy. But the reason I'm probably going to sell it is it's very hard to do left-handed. You see there, I got it, but, well, there we go. See, I just end up getting stuck and not able to fire it out. And it's just a little bit more difficult than, say, this knife that I thought was going to be really difficult, the Jaeger. I really figured it'd be the same kind of situation, but I tend to land right on the clip. And it just, you know, if I pick it up, I can pick it up and just fire it out, right? This one, if I picked it up and went to do that, I would struggle to get it, and I had to get in the right position to get it. Now you can see there it's doable, but it's just not the best in my opinion left-handed. So that's probably why it'll move along. I will continue to support Israel. I will continue to support Arcane Design. I will be buying more knives. I still think it's the sexiest knife he's done. I do love the crawler. But hey, I just need it to be more lefty friendly personally. But it's an excellent knife. I see why everybody's excited about it. Love the Tanto Bowie going on. You could use that for opening packages and stuff. Very aggressive tip. It's very arcane. It really is. It's very comfortable in hand. So I don't know. Maybe it'll stick around a little bit. If I can get that down regularly like I'm doing right now. It just felt like when I was doing it in the truck, it's a hit or miss sort of flick, you know? And if that's the case, I just struggle, you know, to want to keep things like that. And that's all it is. It's a me thing. You could thumb flick it real easily. So anyway, this is not a full review. I'll be doing a review. I just wanted to show you that I did get this guy. I also picked up some pivot collars in red, but those are not for me. I got to send those out to tier 1. So that's the end of the haul. Sorry for that. Just needed to add that on. I love you guys. Peace.